You know that I've tried dozens and dozens of PDRN products, and most of them are lying to you. Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I want to talk about the PDRN mistake that 90% of people are making, including myself. PDRN is one of the hottest ingredients in K-beauty right now, but what brands don't want you to know is that too much PDRN can actually damage your skin. So while everybody is racing to use the marketing tactics of claiming the highest percentage of PDRN in their products, they're really missing the science completely. Enter Dr. Reju-All. This is a pharmacist founded and formulated brand that exclusively sells their products in skin clinics and pharmacies in South Korea. And that's for a reason. You know, you're not going to find their products if you go to Olive Young, and that's because they wanted experts to really explain their products, because the pharmacists and the skin clinics understand these ingredients and they understand the science. It's not just about trendy marketing. So today I'm going to reveal the biggest PDRN mistake that even I have made. I'm going to talk about why Dr. Reju-All's 1200 parts per million PDRN cream actually outperforms products with 10 times the amount of PDRN. Plus, I'm testing their game-changing Retino-Mela serum and LC-Ceramide barrier cream. So I want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Dr. Reju-All. So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's discover why this is the most recommended PDRN cream by pharmacists. So let's talk about PDRN. It is an ingredient that is derived from salmon DNA, and it really helps your skin to heal and rejuvenate itself. And that means it actually plays a really foundational role in well aging. PDRN stimulates the metabolic activity of skin cells, and this actually results in collagen stimulation. It also helps with scar and wound healing, and it helps to boost the growth of fibroblasts. And these are the cells that are responsible for collagen production. So you'll find PDRN listed on the ingredients as sodium DNA. But here's the thing. Only PDRN that is derived from salmon DNA is what is observed in clinical studies for the benefits on skin, right? There are a lot of PDRN products on the market right now that are claiming to be vegan-based or plant-derived, aka not the salmon DNA that we are seeking, right? And so that means that all of these studies that we have on PDRN's benefits for collagen stimulation, fibroblast growth, the scar and wound healing abilities, those are only observed with salmon DNA in clinical studies. And the plant-based versions, it's just not a guarantee if they're going to show any results. Like I said, I've tried a lot of PDRN products in the past, and you can check out my reviews. You know that there are very few that actually deliver on results. So let's talk about Dr. Reju-All Advanced PDRN Rejuvenating Cream. This contains 1200 parts per million of 99% purity medical grade salmon DNA. 1200 parts per million of PDRN may not seem like a lot, but it's actually the Goldilocks amount. And this is the mistake that most people make with PDRN, including myself. We look for the highest percentage, right? Well, what's fascinating is scientists found that more PDRN does not bring more benefits for the skin. What they actually found is that PDRN works in an optimal amount on the skin. And if you actually go over, if you do more than that optimal amount, it actually can cause a lot of irritation on your skin, and it's not going to work as well when you're in the optimal zone. And formulators know that your skin is incredibly protective, and that is a good thing, right? But that does mean that it can pose some issues when we want to get those active ingredients deep down into our skin for them to work effectively. So Dr. Reju-All has taken all of this into consideration when they're formulating their PDRN cream to give you the best benefits. And this is how they've done it. Number one, they know that the inner skin cells need only 5 to 10 parts per million of PDRN to work its magic. Number two, they know that only about 0.5 to 1% of the PDRN actually gets absorbed through the outermost layer of skin. And number three, they calculated that backwards to arrive at the 1200 parts per million of PDRN that is going to be the optimal amount that your skin can receive, show you benefits without the irritation. So now that we've talked about quantity, let's talk about quality. Another mistake that even I myself have made, I didn't really realize that there was different, qualities of PDRN available, but Dr. Reju-All is using 99% purity purity grade salmon DNA. This is important. That not only means that there's not going to be any random stuff in this salmon DNA that could cause irritation or breakouts, right? But it means that we're getting a really high quality PDRN in the optimal concentration. Concentration, right, or quantity is very different than the quality or the purity of something. And I kind of think about it like coffee, right? I love a good cup of coffee. I am a bit of a coffee snob, I will admit. But there's a lot of things that can fall under the umbrella of coffee. And you can have two, let's say, lattes, right? And they both do contain 2 shots of espresso. But the end product of those lattes can taste very different between each other depending on the quality, right, of the coffee bean, how it was handled, how it was processed down into coffee, how it was ground, like the freshness of it, how it was harvested, right? All of those things play into how that coffee tastes at the end of the day. So while the concentration, right, 2 shots of espresso can be the same in that latte, they could taste wildly different. And one is going to taste much better, higher quality to you, depending on how that bean was handled, right, and process. And that's really the same thing that I'm talking about here with the quality of the PDRN versus just quantity alone. Now, it's also important to note that Dr. Reju-All is also using a medical grade PDRN, not just pure, but also medical grade. And it actually is a tiny molecule. It's about 3,000 times smaller than the human pore. So it actually absorbs deeper into the skin a lot easier than larger molecules that would just sit at the surface of the skin. We've already talked about how we got to get it deep down into the skin to get it to work. So not only have they used a smaller molecular size for absorption, they've also used the optimal texture for absorption as well, which is a gel texture. So while this product is called a PDRN cream, it does have a gel texture because PDRN is a water-loving ingredient. And so it actually works better in water-based formulas. And research shows that, gel textures sink into your skin much quicker than cream texture. This has been formulated in this medium weight gel texture. It's actually very hydrating and really plumping for the skin. It can act as a final weight moisturizer for more oily skin types, or it can be used like a treatment gel and layered underneath heavier cream for more drier skin types. Other notable ingredients in here include 20,000 parts per million of niacinamide, panthenol, and hydrolyzed L-collagen respectively. So these are bringing barrier strengthening benefits, hydrating, plumping benefits to the skin in addition to the PDRN. Now, they have had this 20 milliliter size available for a while, and this lasts me about 3.5, almost 4 weeks with morning and nighttime use. You don't need a lot, but they did actually roll out a new 60 milliliter size, which I'm so excited about, and that's going to last you a little closer to 2.5 to 3 months with morning and nighttime use. So let me share with you how I use the Dr. Reju-All Advanced PDRN Rejuvenating Cream. So I like to apply this cream right after I use a hydrating toner. For me, with my combo skin that leans a little bit more dry, I use this more like a treatment gel than as a moisturizer. And you can use this as a serum or you can use it in addition to a serum. Now, you do not need to use a lot of this product to get the benefits. So just dab it onto your cheeks, forehead, and chin, and then swipe and tap in for absorption. Don't feel the need to over apply this. A little bit will go a long way. Now, as I mentioned, if you have an oilier skin type, you can use this as a final layer like a moisturizer. It does have a little light occlusivity to it that's going to lock in the hydration while still allowing your skin to breathe. I personally like to top this off with a heavier moisturizer, especially because my skin leans a little drier and it's getting a little bit colder here, and it performs really beautifully either way. It's not sticky or tacky. So not only do I find that this, absorbs into my skin really well, it actually has been taking the place of some other skincare products like essences and even some serums in my skincare routine because it's really providing so much to my skin. Yes, the PDRN benefits. This is definitely taking the place of a serum with concentrative actives in it, but it's also this gel texture. It's so hydrating. It really plumps my skin in a really very delicious way that I really, really love. Plus, beyond this really easy to use, flexible texture, you can pair this with any actives in your existing skincare routine. I particularly love to use this right after I do an AHA peel. It really plumps up my skin, replenishes my skin, plus the PDRN I feel like gives me the optimal glow in addition to my AHA. But every night that I use my retinaldehyde, I am using my PDRN as well. It actually pairs together super, super well. And you can use this morning and nighttime. And the results? Healthy, plump, hydrated, glowing, healthy skin, that lit from within skin that is absolutely shining with vitality, that's rejuvenated, that is fresh, that is glowing. I am obsessed. Not only has this cream brought out a really gorgeous glow to my skin in a pretty short period of time, it has absolutely helped the healing process on my skin. It has helped to mend some pimples that I had. It helped to take down inflammation and redness. And I believe with some other brightening ingredients, this has helped to speed up the fading process with hyperpigmentation that I get after acne. My skin just looks clearer, brighter, healthier, smoother. It's feeling a lot more hydrated with a lot less products in my skincare routine. Every result that I look for from PDRN products, this has delivered. It has delivered fast and reliably, more than pretty much any other salmon-based PDRN product I have ever tried. And this 1000% gets the Kelly stamp of approval. Now, speaking of dark marks, I want to talk about the Dr. Reju-All Advanced Retino-Mela Serum next, because this is not only great for the retinoid benefit, but it's actually amazing at fading hyperpigmentation on the skin fast. So this is a great retinoid for beginners and sensitive skin because it gives you all of the benefits without the irritation. They're using 0.1% of HPR, which is a retinoid, as well as 10% of niacinamide, 4% of tranexamic acid, and 0.5% of alpha-bisabolo. So let's talk about HPR because this is kind of a smart retinoid. This is in the same family as your retinol or your retinaldehyde, but HPR is actually a little bit different because it's already activated, which means it doesn't have to take any conversion steps on the skin to turn into the active form of retinoic acid. And this is important to know because unlike retinol and retinaldehyde, which do need those conversion steps, HPR can give you the same results without the potential for irritation and harshness that that conversion step can cause. Plus, what's nice about HPR is it's really stable and it stays fresh for longer. You know how most retinol serums start to degrade and break down after like 2 to 3 months? They're just like not as effective at the end of the bottle as they were at the beginning. That's because they do start to degrade once air starts to get incorporated into the formula, and they last about 2 to 3 months, but HPR actually lasts longer and is much more stable than retinol and retinaldehyde. Now, as I mentioned, this serum is actually really great for fading hyperpigmentation in addition to the collagen stimulating benefits, the well aging benefits, skin rejuvenating benefits that we're all familiar with our retinoids, right? We definitely want that plump, firm, lifted skin and addressing the fine lines and wrinkles, and HPR can do that. But in addition, remember, 10% of niacinamide, 4% of tranexamic acid, and 0.5% of alpha-bisabolo. All three of these ingredients actually help to address brightening and hyperpigmentation on the skin. So as I mentioned, you know, when I get acne, when I get a pimple, I will get inflammation, and that inflammation will lead to a dark mark on my skin tone. It actually turns dark. And that's even worse than the pimple because it takes months to fade that. It's the absolute worst. And so what's really nice about this formula is the HPR definitely can help. Like we know retinoids can help with breakouts. They can take down inflammation and they can help with skin cell turnover. So if you are breaking out and you get the dark mark, like listen up, this is a great like multi-layered formula for you. The skin cell turnover benefit is going to help to lessen breakouts over time, right? Niacinamide at 10%. It's not only a good one for brightening the skin, but it's also great if you have excessive oil on your skin. So if your breakouts are definitely because you have a little bit too much oil production, this ingredient will help to address that and balance that out. It's also really great for texture and for pore size as well, which is definitely directly related to a little bit too much oil on the skin. But then of course the brightening benefit of niacinamide. Now tranexamic acid is a brightening ingredient, but it actually works on the skin and it works at different layers of the hyperpigmentation than niacinamide does. And that's the thing, sometimes we just don't see the brightening results that we want when we just blast our skin with a high percentage of one brightening active ingredient. Sometimes it takes multiple pathways. And so we've got niacinamide working like from this angle. We've got tranexamic acid working from this angle. And then we've got that little bit of alpha bisabolol working at this level. Plus, we also have the HPR working on some of the other things that might lead to the hyperpigmentation in the first place. Plus, it's also helping with skin cell turnover, with rejuvenation, with collagen stimulation. This is a really well-rounded formula. So I started to use this in my skincare routine, and I will note that I do use a stronger retinol-aldehyde product, and I have for a really long time, but I actually started using this to kind of like cut back my stronger active use for the winter months, because my skin goes very dry. It's really prone to dehydration, just tends to get a lot more sensitive in this environment. And I've been using my retinol-aldehyde a little bit too much, and that's been kind of contributing to that dryness and that potential for irritation on my skin. So what I did was I actually started to cycle this into my existing routine on some of the nights that I would have used the stronger active to kind of keep up my results. And what I noticed doing that was I actually got a pimple on my cheek. You can't see it because it faded so fast because of this formula. I was shocked at how quickly, like I said, hyperpigmentation for me can last for months, and it really can interfere with my glow. But the pigmentation really started to fade and clear up so much faster when I started to incorporate this product into my routine, even just a few nights a week. So this is really my recommendation, as I mentioned, for real sensitive skin and beginners with retinoids. This is a great place to start, but especially for folks who are suffering with some hyperpigmentation, particularly if it's from inflammation and pimples, this is really kind of that all-in-one solution that is going to solve a lot of your skin concerns with one product. And I'm really excited to talk about the Dr. Reju-All Advanced LC-Ceramide Barrier Cream, because you know I'm all about that barrier, baby. I'm obsessed with keeping my skin barrier strong because what do I say? It is the root of all healthy skin. Now, what's really exciting and I think unique about this product is that they're using 1% of long-chain ceramides. That's the LC-Ceramide in the name. Now, long-chain ceramides are what are naturally found in the skin, but they're not what are usually found in skincare products claiming ceramide content. Most brands use short-chain ceramides, which are easier and cheaper to formulate with. But, you know, when it comes to really restoring your skin barrier, strengthening it up, long-chain ceramides, which are what are found naturally in our skin barrier, right? Long-chain ceramides in skincare products do work more effectively than short-chain ceramides do. They're also using 4% of squalane. Now, squalane actually mimics human sebum, and it is a barrier-loving lipid. Our skin adores squalane. They're using 3% of panthenol, which not only hydrates the skin, which is important because if your barrier is needing a little bit of strengthening, you're probably suffering with a little bit of dehydration. So the panthenol is actually really going to help soothe that symptom of your weak barrier. It's going to really hydrate and plump up your skin. But panthenol also helps to support the lipid layer, aka your skin barrier. And that's really important for long-lasting hydration, for skin that holds onto hydration, aka not dehydrated skin. And they're also using 3% of niacinamide, which, you know, we know niacinamide for the brightening benefits. We love the glow that niacinamide provides, but at 3%, this is actually the amount that is really effective for helping to stimulate our body's own production of ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids, the three main components that make up a strong skin barrier. So everything comes together in a really high quality barrier strengthening formula. And I love this cream texture because it is really hydrating. When you first swipe it across your skin, you're going to feel all that panthenol really refresh and hydrate your skin. And then you get this really gorgeous silky emolliency that really softens the skin, that nourishes and comforts the skin, especially if your skin is a little bit irritated because your barrier is weak. This is going to offer some soothing and some calming to your skin. It softens the surface of your skin, and there's a good kiss of occlusivity to this. And that's what helps to hold the hydration and all the goodness into your skin and to fight the dehydration. You really want that quality in the final layer of your skincare when you are dealing with a weak or damaged moisture barrier. It really helps your skin to heal up faster. And I really love this texture. I think it's going to work for a majority of skin types. It is a little bit on the lighter side, so more more oily skin types are going to enjoy this. Combo skin are going to enjoy this as a final moisturizer. Really dry skin, you're going to love layering this underneath like a thicker cream. And I really love how this pairs with the PDRN cream. I mean, actually all three of these products would make an amazing skincare routine, not only for well aging, but also for glass skin, right? But I particularly love the PDRN cream with the ceramide cream. As I mentioned, I use the PDRN cream more like a treatment gel, quite honestly, because it really hydrates and plumps my skin. It really holds hydration in place. And then the ceramide cream acts as that really beautiful final layer on my skin. But the skin rejuvenating effects of the PDRN with the skin barrier strengthening effects of the long chain ceramides, it's a match made in heaven for healthy, glowing, plump, and youthful looking skin. Now, as I mentioned, Dr. Reju-All does sell their products exclusively in skin clinics and in pharmacies in South Korea, but recently they started rolling out to the international market this year. Thank goodness we can get our hands on these great products, right? So they have an official storefront on Amazon. I'm going to link to the official storefront in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. And I just want to thank Dr. Reju-All again for sponsoring today's video. I'm curious to know if you've tried these products yet. Quite a few of you have asked me about it in the past, so I'm curious if you've tried it, what are your thoughts, or if you're excited to try it. Let me know in the comments. If this video helped you out and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please hit subscribe. Come join our skincare community, especially if you love deep diving into ingredients and K-beauty products just like this video. That's what my channel is all about. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications. I love you so, so much. Thanks for being here with me today. I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.